Hi everyone, today's video is going to be an update on my entire makeup collection rolling project pan. So I started this like almost a year and a half ago, and I originally was only going to update y'all when I had used something up. But I've gotten a lot of questions about it recently, and I know a couple of other girls on YouTube have started the same project, and they update every month, and I kind of like that. So I think I'm going to start updating y'all every month now instead of just when I use up products. So I don't have any empties. I have already used up 7 items in this collection, or in this project, and once I hit 10, I'm planning on ending this project. I'm gonna declutter some of this stuff for sure, and then I'm gonna start it again with 10 brand new items. But I've got to use up 3 items before that happens, so let's just give you an update on what I have now. Now, I will remind you that for most of this project, I was doing a Pan That palette. I have since ended that Pan That palette, so these items have gotten more use in the past like month or so because I'm not panning a palette anymore, and as you'll see, a lot of these things are eyeshadow palettes. So first we have the Stila Tin Pan eyeshadow palette, and specifically I am panning the shade Cassis, and that's what you see on my lower lash line. So it is a nice purple. When you try to put it in the outer corner, it's a hot mess. It doesn't stick at all. I find that with actually all of these shadows. They just don't stick to my lids, and I don't know why. I've tried multiple bases, multiple things, and it's just not working. So this will be something I declutter at the end of this project. But right now I'm working on this shade. You can't really see any use, but I have used it a few times. But these are giant. These are 2.5 gram, no, 2.6 grams. So there's a lot of product in here. So it's gonna take me a while to get some use out of that. Next, I have this L'Oreal Color Riche quad. This shade is 211 Blue Haute Couture, and I'm actually panning this shade up here. You'll see that's what's in my crease today. I can swatch things for you. I used to really like this, but I think it's just gotten old, and it's just not as like pigmented as and impactful. But I think you can tell I do have a pretty nice dip in it. Now, I don't know how much this exact thing weighs, but I know this whole quad weighs 4.8 grams. I also do like this shade. I don't know why my lighting's so messed up. I think it's because it's like cloudy. As an inner corner highlight, and I actually mixed it up there with another shade in this project. But there we go. I'm working on it, and you can definitely see some use out of that, which is the goal. You know, I mean, I want to use up 10 items in this project. Like I said, I've used up 7. But the goal is to, you know, get use out of what I have. That's why I project pan. Next, I have this Too Faced Melted Matte Liquified Longwear Lipstick in the shade Candy Cane. I have it on today. I have worn this thing so many times, it's a little ridiculous. Now, you can see, I don't know if you can you see that space? So it's about right here. I can tell when I put it on, I have to dip in multiple times now. So I think this is pretty close to being used up, which is exciting. It's what I have on my lips today. I really love this color. I like this formula. I have no issues with this, but I've been using that liquid lipstick more often than not. Like, I would say like 5 times a week for over a year. I don't know how these things last so long. I really don't. Next, we're going to do the Polish Choice Blush It On Contour Kit. And I am using up the shade Soft Mauve. You can see I hit pan. I did not have pan in my previous update. And since I've hit pan, I do feel like it's growing. I have this blush on today. It's a really nice blush. I like a matte blush. And I enjoy it. I used this for my sister's wedding. I kind of just mixed them up. She is much fairer than me, so she couldn't just use this shade. This is the shade I obviously am using. But I like it. So, but I think I've still got a long way to go with that. I got a long way to go with most of these except for that liquid lipstick. Next, we have the Kat Von... Oh, I forgot. I have weighed these. So, the Stila weighs the same. The L'Oreal Color Riche Quad has gained a gram. I hate when that happens, but it does happen. And I told you I was going to swatch. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit out of it. So, this is the first purple, and you can see it's just not great. Then we have the liquid lipstick. This has lost 2 grams. So like I said, I have really been using a lot of it. There we go. Then the Polish Choice Blush It On Contour shade has actually lost 1 gram as well. So it was at 78 and now it's 79 and now it's at 78. It's a little powdery, but you can see really nicely pigmented. So there we go. Next, we have the Kat Von D Esperanza palette. This weighs the same at 113 grams. And the shade I'm actually panning is Dog Roses. So it's this really beautiful coppery brown shade. Super impactful. I have that in my inner corner mixed with that pink, that white. And I just love it. I think it's an excellent shade. So next we have the ABH Anastasia Beverly Miami palette. This weighs the same. It hasn't lost any weight the whole time. I really don't like my lighting today. I am sorry. But I have this shade Deep Brown. I use it in my brows every single day. And you know, I mean, there's still a bunch around the edges. I keep thinking that this is going to go a lot faster than it is, but it's not going that quickly. This was a terrible swatch, as you can see, but it's because there's not that much on the, except for on the very sides. But I like it in my brows. I think it looks nice. I've used it as a liner sometimes too. So I like it. I don't have any issues with it, but there we go. Next, we have the Geek Chic Cosmetics Awesome Mix Pigment Set in the shade Ain't Nothing Like Me. I never use this ever, except for on days like today. Which is another reason why I wanted to do updates, because whenever I do an update on a project pan, I use all of the items. So like this is what's my liner today. But besides that, I just don't use it. I don't really, I mean, it's pretty. It's just that deep brown. But I don't know. I've said this before, but for pigments, for me to want to pull them out and use, they have to be really impactful and something really special. And this just isn't to me. So I don't love that. Next, we have the, and that weighs the same. We have the Tarte Tarteist Pro. This is gained a gram as well. Again, I don't know why. But I'm working on the shade Edgy, which is just a warm matte brown. It's what's on my lid today, actually. You can see I have a lot of dark colors, so it's kind of a pain. Warm matte brown right there. Swatches really nicely. I do find that it's kind of patchy though. So it's not the best, but it is kind of patchy, but it smells nice and it is a pretty shade. John got me this, and like I said, it has gained a gram. My 9th item I'm working on is the Urban Decay Smoked Palette. And for this, I'm working on the shade Freestyle. Now I do have pan in it, that's brand new pan. And because I use this as a transition both on the upper and on the lower lash line, I feel like this is gonna go a lot quicker. But Urban Decay is generally pretty tight packed, so maybe I'm just being overly hopeful. But again, it's just a really nice transition shade for me. It's pretty close to my skin tone, but a little bit warmer. And so it works great for me. I really enjoy it. And last but not least, oh, and this is gained a gram as well. Everything's gained. Nothing's lost weight besides the lipstick. And last is this Stila palette. It weighs the same. It's the Eyes Are the Window palette body. This guy broke out. So it looks like I used it, but it fell and just shattered. But I'm working on this shade, which does have a little bit of a dent. It's in my outer corner. You can see it's really patchy. Anytime I use this, it's really patchy. It swatches really pretty on the finger, but even in a swatch, I think you can tell it's patchy. And it looks a lot more black, but the navy. So I don't love this, but I've got a dip in it and I'm using it. I'm excited to keep working on these items, and I'm honestly, if we're being just completely honest, I'm excited to end this project because I know I'm going to declutter a lot of these, and then when I draw new items, because I've decluttered once and like, you know, kind of gradually been decluttering since I started this, I know that everything in my collection now, or at least most things, I really do enjoy. So the new 10 items will be things that I'm happier with. And since I'm not paying that palette, it'll hopefully go faster. But before I start a new one, I have to finish this one. So I have 3 more items to use up. Maybe by next month, I'll have this lipstick used up. That's a good goal, I think, but we'll see. Everything else, I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, or comments, go ahead and leave those down below. And I'll just see y'all real soon. Bye.